Hey everyone, welcome back to This Is the Police. On the last episode, we finally finished the war between Mr. Sands and Mr. Vargas. And Mr. Sands won. Vickers Vargas has been wiped out, but he himself has gone missing. So I'm a bit worried that we're going to get hit out on us by Vickers Vargas. Or maybe he'll try and snipe off police officers or something. But for now, we've been released off the leash a bit of, Mr. Sands. We could choose to ignore some of his orders now, but we'll see how the story progresses from there. Anyway, other than that, I think we lost a detective, so it's the first time we put a detective on a case, and they got killed, so we might want to look at expanding our detective slots. But we also upgraded our SWAT team, so they now will do 2 things per day, which is very strong in my opinion. Anyway, the Freebird Golden Bird, zoo animals starving. Well, there's strife in our city at the moment. Toilets stolen from City Hall. And Freeburg hosts the greatest lasagna in history. Okay. That's a little bit of positive news, a little bit of amusement. A bit of a weird news story to run on your front page, but hey, the city might need that right now. There's a new movie opening today, starring my favourite actor. Can you let me off so I can go? No. Florida? I can't let you take the day off to go and watch a film. If you'd booked it in advance, then maybe, but I refuse to let that happen. Okay, again, time to select a tune. Billabong. Okay. Big downbeat right now. So, funeral to Moser. He was an honest servant of the city. Today he was buried with military honours. Again, hopefully in his own grave. I'm a bit worried at the moment that I got that newspaper article saying there's no graves left in the city because my police officers are filling it. I also hate how that abruptly just ends. It's there's a funeral to one of your officers. Do. Click close. It's no fading out or anything. Anyway, attempted carjacking. A man took his dog out for a walk and upon returning home, noticed a crouched hooded figure fumbling with a car at the end of the street. I think this might be a... You know what? Jess, you can lead this case. You need to, start leveling up. Let's get you out there on the lead. And I'll send you with the experienced Austin, who I think has been with us since, the start of the game. I think she was, 100 or something at one point. She's now 270. She's really leveled up. Like always. Okay, we have to send some more people. I'll send Shaw then. And we'll send Robert, even though he's a bit tired. Right, I just want to quickly check right now in the labour market. What have we got in here? Tom Roy. Okay. Again, Banner, exhausted. We just hired you. How are you so tired? What have you been up to? And Davenport's recovering. Okay. We do have detectives, though. That's fine. We're currently at 89,000. We're pretty far off, honestly, the 500,000, so we might have to start making some more, aggressive decisions. But we'll see. Hostage situation, city centre. A man with dilated pupils boarded a bus and then pulled out a gun, possibly fake. He's demanding that the bus immediately leave for Africa. I'm a bit, concerned why you've put this, possibly fake in brackets into the sentence where you've not done that at any other time when you mentioned a gun. But I don't think it's a risk we can be, willing to take. I'm going to send both Florida and Purdy and Timpson. In fact, I think I'm going to send everyone on this. I have enough slots for it. And I'll send the SWAT team. This might prove to be a false alarm, but you can't risk it in a hostage situation. Again, well done. Nice little case, solved by you 4. They're back in time as well, so if we need to send any more people here, we can. Offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Not a false alarm. So I'm glad that I sent my, A-ist of A teams. And it was literally just outside the police station, so, they were there and back fast. An abduction at the True Colour Hotel. An anonymous call came in. Hello, I have information about a missing girl named Lisa Pettigrew. I kidnapped her a week ago, but now she's ready to go home. You can find her at the True Colour Hotel, room 180B. You'd better hurry if you want to see her alive. I think this is going to be a job for the SWAT team again. I hate to run it with guests, but I'm going to run it with guests again. People are just coming back, but these guys have to learn how to swim on their own 2 feet. That being said, I am going to wait for a second to get the SWAT team back. And with waiting now, I'm going to send Kochi instead. I will send Gist with you still. And I think I will send Austin and Broker. But I think this is, again, a good use of the SWAT team. Like, let's not take any, like, risks with civilians. I'm not surprised if I have to send reinforcements to this, by the way. Ooh, gas station armed robbery. A passerby reported that he saw a motorcyclist pull up to a gas station carrying a gun. He didn't say here possibly a fake. He entered the station without removing his helmet. He then heard screams and gunshots. Florida, Purdy, Timson, Shaw, Robert, and S. Chang. Get out there. Room 180B is located on the top floor of the hotel. A red ball is hanging from the doorknob. Are you sure it's a ball and not a balloon? Because that looks like it's floating to me. But anyway. And the words written on the ball read, "Call the bomb squad." Get a room key from the hotel, enter the room through the hotel's roof, or break down the door. I don't want to do any of these. You know what? I'm going to enter the room through the hotel roof. If you make me have to go into this room, I don't think we should walk through the door. I think it's rigged. Inside is a stranded motel room complete... Okay, never mind. The bomb is actually on the girl. Inside is a standard motel room complete with bed, bedside table, telephone, and TV. The curtains are drawn, and sitting on the bed is a girl strapped with explosives. Red and yellow wires protrude from the bomb. Exit the room, evacuate the hotel, and wait for the bomb squad. Yes. Or cut the yellow wire, or cut the red wire. Listen, I know the temptation. You've seen it in all Hollywood movies. Like the sweating, like, detective, like, not waiting for bomb squad, like, the bomb's gonna go off in 30 seconds. And he's like, is it the red wire? Or is it, well, the yellow wire in this case. It's normally a blue wire. And, like, you snip one of them, and there's orchestral music playing, and it just suddenly stops. And, like, he winces, like, his eyes are closed, like, putting his hands in his ears, because, you know, that's going to help you from a bomb blast a feet away. And then nothing happens, and everyone's cheering and clapping. It's like, hey, well done! And, like, the police officer will, like, pull out a cigar or something. In fact, no, he would have had the cigar in, like, beforehand. It's like, if I survive this, I'm going to quit smoking. And he does. He quits smoking. Anyway, the most sensible thing is to exit the room, evacuate the hotel, and wait for the bomb squad. We might lose the girl here. But we could lose so much more if we cut a random wire. I'm not making a 50-50 chance on, you know, potentially hundreds of lives. Look at that. It was the correct decision. If I don't understand, you know, I've not been taught how to deactivate bombs. I'm not doing it. Wait for the professional to arrive. Like, equally if, like, you know, my car broke down, I wouldn't just start meddling about with the car. I don't know anything about them. I'm just going to cause more problems. Hey, it's the Octopus Restaurant again. We came to you yesterday. Disorderly conduct. Sorry, I'm just taking a sip of water. And by water, it's an unnamed fizzy pop. At the end of the high school reunion party, a naked young man entered... Why is it with naked people? Entered the restaurant with an object in his hand vaguely resembling a gun. Are you sure it wasn't his pernus? He was behaving very erratically. I'm not going to lie, did not think that's what that said. Then jumped up onto a table and started threatening the restaurant's patrons. I have no police officers right now. Okay, I think this is good enough for... I mean, we've really split this, like, shift B into 2 teams at the moment. I'll send the paddy wagon. No, you know what? I'm not sending the paddy wagon. It's one person. I send the paddy wagon if there's multiple people. If they need backup, we'll give them backup. We'll have time to, you know, get them out. Hopefully. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. Freiburg lost to Pittsville 12-0. I don't know a lot about ice hockey, but I feel like that's a really bad score. And the local fans are furious. They were screaming and swearing at the visiting team as they retreated to their locker room. Himself enraged by the insults, the visiting team's captain threw his stick and struck one of the fans in the face. That's going to be a season ban for this guy. A massive brawl erupted involving the fans, players, referees, and even the concession hawkers. Not gonna lie, again, when I was reading that like a sentence up, I thought it said hookers. It's like, you know, the ice rink hookers. It's like, what? Is that a thing? You know? In the States? Again, I don't know if it's in the States, it could be Canada, but it's North America at least. Anyway, you're not going to have backup, unfortunately, because I'm going to have to send most of my squad and the paddy wagon. No SWAT, we've used them all. Nothing can be seen from the street, but screams and the sound of smashing plates can be heard within. Try to enter through the back door, use the megaphone, "The restaurant is surrounded," or go through the main entrance. Let's go through the back door. When the young man spots the police, he grabs a woman and puts a gun to her head. He yells something unintelligible, then squeezes the hostage's neck. His gun appears to be a toy. Pounce on the criminal, let us all calm down and talk this out. I think this case we pounce on the criminal. That's not a real, you know, US Space Force laser gun. They don't have that type of thing, you know. This is before like the XCOM alien invasion in the whole gaming lore that's clearly in my channel. That's not a plasma pistol. You haven't taken it off a thin man. Just pounce on him. Everyone unharmed. You love to see it. Oh, this armed robbery I forgot to actually click on. But clearly we're all unharmed because they all came home. But they succeeded. That's very nice to know. But staring into your soul, Florida is getting even stronger. Like by the end of this playthrough, you might be at 9,000. Oh, come on. The situation is more serious than we thought, requesting backup. They were like a fraction of an inch away. I'm going to have to refuse it. We're lucky there. They did well. Well done. Okay. The assault at the city centre. You only need two police officers. A taxi driver called from a payphone complaining that a violent customer refused to pay for the fare and attempted to leave the car. When the cab driver locked the door, the man went berserk, broke the car's safety screen and attempted to strangle the driver. The driver managed to escape, but the assailant remains locked inside the car. Like, did you open the door and then lock it behind you? Because that's a real power play if you did that after being, you know, strangled. Anyway, Coachy and Gist. Go and do this. I'm surprised at the moment we haven't had a message from Mr. Sands, because he doesn't like we're going to get one today, saying like, leave the violent fight at the ice rink to go. I had that planned all along. It's like I wanted to get paid out on the insurance. Okay, we unsurprisingly caught the guy in the taxi who was locked into the taxi. And we got a new frame in the case of, you know, the painting. And it's a guy picking up a brick. Okay, let's try this scenario then. What if the guard picks up a brick? Oh, the window's broken already. So that would have to be back here. And then he puts it into his bag to hide the evidence. And he's the one that cuts it out of the frame. And he walks away. I still feel like I'm missing something. Like, the window hasn't been broken here. Or did he do it with this? No, that doesn't make any sense. I still think I'm missing frames. That's the only thing I can assume. Or I'm just really dumb. One of the two. Right, all police officers are back. It's 1 AM. It's going to be end of the day any moment. And you did a fantastic job, honestly, Shift B. I know, it's not unusual for you guys. Cool. Day 29. Drunk student falls from 5th floor window. Injured. Holy shit, he's lucky to be injured if he fell from the 5th floor. Like, what did he fall into? Like, just a big pile of slime. Accident at the reservoir. Water runs out into 2 days. That's not good. An accident at a reservoir as well. Like, what could have happened at a reservoir? What accident could have happened in a reservoir that would mean the water would run out? I don't know. Maybe there's like a wall holding it in on one side and like the wall's cracked and just released, this tidal wave of water through Freiburg. This fall, record rainfall in Freiburg. Okay, they seem a bit, counterintuitive. So water's running out in 2 days and we've had record rainfall. Something doesn't add up there. And I'm not a detective here. Admittedly, I'm like the police chief, but I'm too tired I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? No. Get in. No. I need my detectives. Hey, we have some stripes. And I mentioned this, I think in the last episode. Bloomingdale, you've honestly earned it. Like, you've had a very solid record. Well done, Bloomingdale.
You know when a police chief really feels his power? When he hires and fires people? When he throws folks in jail?
Yes.
When he's bossing everyone around all morning?
Oh, yes.
No, there's no power there. Just bureaucratic red tape. Like directing traffic. Not that it's all bad. No, I feel it the most when people come to me with accusations. Accusations happen outside the law. They don't need to be rational or supported by evidence. They don't petition justice in the careful words of legal formality. No, an accusation is a personal cry, full of resentment or envy, a defeated moan, or an angry howl. The accuser rarely imagines you'll share their resentment, their envy, their hatred. No, but they do imagine that your love of power is so strong that you'll leap to decide the fates of others, happy just to take someone's word for the facts. Businessmen accuse the gangsters blame our public figures denounce politicians, the politicians point to the businessmen. When it comes to accusation, there's only one rule. Don't aim too high. If you overestimate your own importance, then complaining can cost you your life. So choose the easier path, exaggerate as far as you can, and try to make your plea sound as sad and pathetic as possible. The accusation I received today sure didn't fit the normal mold. After killing Vikas Varga and routing his supporters, Sand further strengthened his already powerful authority. Even a month ago, anyone coming out against Sand would sound like a lunatic with a death wish. Today, it's the same thing as suicide. But the letter I'm holding in my hands directly connects Henry Sand, lieutenant of the Sand Mafia family, to the reported death of successful banker John Pazzi. Henry has a daughter, Marianne, a dancer, and apparently it all started with her. One day, Marianne danced in the title role of a production of Giselle, and Henry, proud father that he is, brought the whole family to the premiere, along with some of the family's business partners. Among their guests was the young banker John Pazzi. He couldn't keep his eyes off Marianne, but she ended up brushing him off. In response, Pazzi ambushed her one night after rehearsal, pulled her into his limousine, and had his way with the poor girl. After that, gentleman that he was, he drove the girl home and threatened that if she told anyone what happened, her mother would get the same treatment. But her father still managed to shake the truth out of Marianne, and he decided to take his revenge. Of course, Henry knew he couldn't just go with his instincts and put a bullet in Pazzi in broad daylight. The rich bastard was too important for business, and Henry is neck-deep in the family business, overseeing transportations for the Sand Mafia. He knew about every delivery delay, every car, and every shop. It was mostly thanks to Henry that the whole Sand operation rolls so smoothly. Henry has free access to all their off-book cars, and a tar-black motive. Yeah, he could easily arrange the death of John Pazzi as a drunken, late-night hit-and-run. But Henry Sand is smarter than that. If this story about Pazzi is true, he'd more likely go to the boss and ask permission. I'd have figured this letter the ramblings of a retired gangster looking to spice up his life with little excitement. The way the letter started, "My dear little old cupcake," I had every mind to toss it in the trash. But something else got my attention. They're rarely ever signed, but this one ended Robespierre, and I doubt it's an imposter. No one would go against the most powerful group in the city, hoping to hide behind the name of some prankster clown. Like everyone else, I had no idea who Robespierre was or what he wanted. But there was no doubt that this guy was more than a little crazy. An arrogant psychopath. Could be dangerous. Definitely worth looking into.
Okay, so we're finding more about this Robespierre. Clarinet sugar, just the music I wanted. Again, I don't know if I've heard this tune. I think I might have skipped it before. The hits and run at Desire Park. An unidentified vehicle struck and killed a young banker, John Patsy, and then fled the scene. Sharrow and Banner. This is why you couldn't have the day off. I need you on this investigation. Just take some trucker pills or something. Thanks. Banker Freeberg. 3 armed robbers wearing masks entered the bank and demanded the manager open the safe. Holy moly, things have started spicy this episode. And say started this episode, is well, midway through the episode now that I think about it, but this day, I mean. Let's fill out the slots. Grant Kojo. Bloomingdale, the new stripe. Beautiful. And I will send SWAT, obviously. You know, armed people entering a bank. Sounds like you need a SWAT team. Alright, let me see City Hall. I have one more day for my next request. What am I going to request for? Maybe a new detective. Mr. Murphy. Ross Murphy, victim's limo driver. Mr. Pazzi sometimes likes to walk in the city at night. I had just taken him out after a long business dinner. We pulled up to the park near the monument, and I didn't notice anything suspicious. Although there was a grey truck that didn't have any license plates, it followed us into the park from the restaurant, but then it turned off somewhere. Okay, grey truck, no license plate. Medical examiner. Mr. Pazzi died immediately on impact. A heavy vehicle struck him at high speed. The bruises on his body show traces of grill, so you might be looking for a jeep or a truck. Soft tissue contained fragments of a windshield, so it appears the blow was strong enough to throw his body into the air and through the windshield. The victim's clothes show traces of grey paint, so grey truck, okay. Mr. Blazikovsky, Ivan Blazikovsky passed by. I run into the park at night. Tonight I heard the roar of a motorcycle, so I went to check it out. I figured it was bikers who liked to race on the empty roads, but when I ran closer, I saw the road was empty. Then I saw the body, so I called the police. The asphalt is talking to me. Thank you, Mr. Asphalt. And surveillance camera. At a nearby intersection, a surveillance camera recorded a group of bikers, and behind them, you can make out a grey Jeep with a cracked window shield. Okay. Thank you, surveillance camera and asphalt. So the assault at the trade union building, a young woman frightened to death just called in from the trade union. A drunken factory worker broke into the building, the same man who yesterday visited the union, demanding a return of the money that was withheld from his salary over the past 6 years. The man is shouting and threatening to break through the service window. Brock and Owaze, talk this guy out of it. Ah, the robbery of the bank of Freeberg. The bank is located in the city centre where there's lots of traffic and civilians. Block the exit of the bank with a police cruiser. Take up a comfortable firing position at the main exit, or sneak up to the front window and peek inside the bank. This is a tough here. There's part of me that wants to just set up like a firing position at the main exit. You know, they have to come out the building eventually. But there's people inside, so, you know, that's a bit of a stalemate. And they can just threaten us then. So we might want to catch them off guard. So I'm going to try to sneak up to the front window. A woman's shouts can be heard from inside. Get on the bullhorn! Attention! You are surrounded! Wait until the robbers exit or storm the building. I'm going to say get on the bullhorn. Attention, you're surrounded. Well done, everyone. You know, you were surrounded by Shift A's best plus a SWAT team. There was no escape for you. You made the right call. But the correct call would have been not robbing the bank in the first place. You can tell that to, like, you know, your loved ones from prison. The situation is more serious than we thought at the assault at the trade building. I'll send Jensen and Smith then to help you along. Right, I can't do anything at the moment about the robbery at the jewellery store. Until now. So an armed robbery at Sardius Jewellery store, sorry. We've just received an alert from a jewellery store. 6 armed men wearing masks entered the premises, demanding all the cash and jewellery be placed in a large garbage bag. Holy moly, I can send a lot of people here. Samedy, Mitchell, Bloomingdale, Taylor, Grant, Kojo. I will send SWAT again, and I will send the paddy wagon. It's a lot of the SWAT team being used early on in the day, but I can't fill out my slots, so I think we need the excess help. Okay, the assault is over. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Brilliant. Like, our success record right now must be, like, in the high 90%. Until now, because I can't deal with this right now. Oh, maybe I can, actually. Oh, perfect. 4 slots. Sophocles Theatre of Drama. During a production of My Sweet Juliet, the Zombie, actors in the performance were buffeted by flying eggs thrown by someone from the audience. The assault was accompanied by shouts, "Shame! Necrophilia! How dare you mock such a classic!" According to the elderly theatre guard, the eggs were thrown by 10 young girls all dressed in white. Okay. Again, I'm going to have Brock lead this case. Iwaze, Jensen, Smith. You just had a great, mission together. The paddy wagon, unfortunately, is busy with an armed robbery, so let's see if you 4 can deal with 10 girls in white dresses. But again, honestly, if you failed that, I'm not 100% surprised. 4 officers to, 10 women. Don't like those numbers. Anyway, I can't send any more to the armed robbery, unfortunately, so I'm going to refuse. Oh, we got away with it. That always scares me when we have to refuse that. We could retreat, but the retreat isn't in my name. I mean, refuse isn't either now that I think about it. I'm Jack Boyd. The fight is going to have to wait for a few seconds. Can I not just phone this into my, staff? Like, can you please not come back to the, the police department? Can you just go straight back out again? Anyway. Fortunately, there was a decent amount of time. The Sawmill neighborhood, a fight. A call just came in from a girl who went with her friends to have a barbecue. Out by the sawmill. Sounds dangerous, You're creating a fire, and where did you choose? One place with the most, kindling in the place. Like, fine sawdust, that's just going to go up in smoke. When the food was almost ready, a group of drunk students suddenly appeared, claiming that it was their spot. A massive fight broke out. Seems unnecessary, but Samedy, Mitchell, Bloomingdale, Grant, and Kojo. Go help these people. Meh. Could you not have rang me 2 seconds ago? If you wait 3 seconds, I will send people. The mayor is not going to be happy with that. But hey, these things happen sometimes. Okay, 6 PM. We're starting to get into, the late night cases. Everyone's exhausted. They haven't had a free meal today. But they're still clearing cases. Samedy, really, going up in the world. I don't have SWAT for this, but armed robbery at Sophocles Theatre of Drama. We just had something here. 3 armed thugs managed to rob the audience of a playhouse. Was this before or after the girls with the eggs? Before the civilians realised what was happening, the criminals had already fled the scene. Until the last minute, everyone thought it was all just about the show. The cloakroom attendant says the robbers left in a yellow school bus. Taylor, Awaze, Jensen, Smith. Go. Actually, you can take the paddy wagon with you. Sophocles Theatre of Drama. I mean, it really is the Theatre of Drama today. Right. The best part of our shift is back. Homicide at the gas station. An eyewitness reported that a man drove up to a gas station, got out, and shot the guy behind the counter with an automatic rifle. And now he's just standing there quietly filling up his gas tank. This dude is crazy. So's our police officers, fortunately. I will send everyone I've got. I don't have SWAT team though. And I can't send reinforcements for these guys now. Even late at night, finding the right bus wasn't too difficult. Yeah, no shit. Like, there's no schools open right now at, 10 PM. The criminals abandoned it even less than a mile from the suburban motel. Checked the motel, searched the woods, and searched the bus. I think we searched the bus. The motel manager reports 3 men threatening with a gun when I said we had no more rooms. Okay, I guess they went to the motel then. Weird chain of events. I put them in a room we already rented, but they won't be happy when our guests return. Knock on the door, open up police. Order all civilians to return to their rooms and lock their doors, then begin the assault. Or try to trick the gunmen. Who's in there? You're in our room. That seems incredibly stupid. I'm going to order all the civilians to return to their rooms and lock the doors. And then we go on the assault. Brilliant. Well done. Now get back lickety-split. We might need you as backup. You have my permission to put the sirens on and get back to the police station. Okay, they're not getting back in time. We got more frames in the hit and run. Let's go to it first. So it was a grey truck, apparently. That's wrong because he went up into the windscreen. But he did have grill marks on him. And it mounted the curb. So I think that's wrong as well. So I'll just pull that one up for now. The homicide. Oh my word. No, Samedy! So Mitchell caught the offender. But we lost Samedy, Bloomingdale, Grant, Kojo, and Brock. Oh, that's brutal. That's really bad. I can't believe we lost all those people. We lost, all our stripes. Taylor's the only person with a stripe now in this shift. Mitchell, though, what a hero. Can, you just take the stripes off Samedy, Bloomingdale, and Brock and just stick them all onto Mitchell, please? Bring them to the police station. We got no frames in the robbery. That was, it wasn't a failed mission, but realistically, was the cost too much? I think it was. I could spend a lot of money here, though. Am I going to do that? Probably not. Samedy, you're a hero. Grant, you are a hero. Bloomingdale, you are a hero too. Kojo, let's not go too far ahead of yourself. And Brock, you were slowly rising up the ranks. Silver-tongued Brock. We'll declare it dead. I need people back into Shift A. I'm considering now moving someone over into Shift A. Can I do that? Can I just move you across to Shift A? Maybe I have to do it on the main screen. Oh.
Oh, Jack, you always come back so late.
What's wrong? Bad news?
Good news, Jack. Laura is ready.
Ready how? She's coming back? When?
Not that fast, Jack. Laura's ready to talk. But if she's ready to talk, she's getting ready to come back. You just need to find the right words. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I'm not an idiot.
I didn't ask for this, Jack. It's the middle of the night, and I'm alone on an old farm, 40 minutes away from anywhere, sat on a creaky porch, and now I'm getting snapped at. I came here so you could personally promise me that you'll be able to find the right words. So let's try again. You can find the right words, right, Jack?
I can find the right words, Mrs. Markham.
That's good to hear. Tomorrow night at 3 o'clock at the Octopus Restaurant. You know it?
Yeah.
But it's closed at night.
Oh, I've arranged for them to be open. Don't be late. But don't come too early either.
Mrs. Markham,
Yeah?
I should probably offer you some tea or something before you go.
Do you have any tea?
No.
Good night, Jack.
Okay. I mean, I'm speechless of this episode. We lost a lot of good troopers in this part. So we're going to be hiring a lot tomorrow. Probably like hiring everyone on offer. Shift A has been really like screwed over by that, but you know, these things happen. The world is a horrible place at times. And we are the last line of defense. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it here for this episode because we've had a little bit of like narrative behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.